Okay, cool. Steel Phoenix podcast. I'm Shark Punch.
I'm Z-Man, because why the fuck not?
Well, use your other gamer handle.
My other game? What, Z-Man Killer 777?
Is that what it is at Ignite?
Yeah, that's what it is everywhere.
Okay, so then that's legit. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I'd stick with something universal, so why the fuck not?
This is the Steel Phoenix podcast. I'm Shark Punch, and this is Z-Man 777.
Z-Man Killer
Z-Man Killer
777. We don't go 777. That's some hipster shit right there. And we are not fucking hipsters.
That's super funny. Let's see if I can remember how to spell Steel Phoenix. Oh, yeah, that's the door slamming. That's always important to have door slamming.
Yeah, you know, in the middle of a building we own. Or, actually, I don't, you do, but still.
That's okay, you're part of the collective.
I'm just like, wait, I just said that. I feel like an asshole now.
Well, you know, it's funny because it's like we feel like there's this big family of people that's part of it here, and we're in the box station, you know, just creating a podcast, and, you know, doing shows and stuff. And right now, there's 20th Century Fox is here. They're shooting a pilot on our facility, and we're in the podcast room, the box. I'm going to keep repeating myself. So we may get interrupted and I may get pulled away because I need to turn the heater up or down or something. And that's people walking through the facility slamming. We don't have our recording on the air sign up yet, so everybody's being loud. Like, it's super funny.
Even when we do, I'm sure they're not going to give a shit. I mean, we were just out there. They say, rolling very silently, and then a bunch of baristas start banging cups all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's super funny. They ordered this barista table, and it unfortunately got placed somewhere where they happen to be right next to where they're shooting. So people are out there getting coffees and stuff, trying to stay awake, you know, because we have long hours, and the poor people inside filming are like, you know, cut, rolling, and they have to adjust because there's all this noise outside. I'm sure the sound guy, poor Mario, is just sitting there like, he's a great dude. He's a really good sound mixer, and I love working with him, and he's just going nuts.
Oh, I know he's going nuts. He's listening to this like,
you remember we were talking to him earlier today?
Yeah.
But he's a nice dude.
Every sound guy, when they hear dumb shit like that, they're just like, who the fuck is banging that metal right now? I can hear every single bing right now.
Yeah, we were talking to one of the locations guys about this very thing, and he's like, you know, that's where everything is, and then right in the middle of us talking about this, ting, 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 really loud. We're like, no. It's good. It's good stuff. This is a great crew. This is a great show. I'm happy that, you know, Fox is here. I'm happy to be a part of the things that are happening at Parish House. I feel like these are gentle plugs. You know, you got to give the facility plugs. But you hear them yelling, rolling. That's great. What we're doing right now, though, we want to finish some of the conversations we had earlier, and one of the things we were talking about, Zach was in the middle of ranting about Alien Covenant, and he was bringing me up to speed on that. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think one of the things that we should probably do our intros and talk about what we do.
Just want to point out, we introduced ourselves with our gamer tags, and then you go and say real name.
Shit.
And this is why we edit, folks.
Well, we can say our first names, but I didn't say your last name, and I didn't say my last name.
All right, yeah, no one's gonna track me.
Well, I mean, if they can really, you know, if they want to bad enough.
Yeah, no, they will. Fucking.
Wow, look at this. Plug is about to come out.
That's always wonderful. Blow a fuse!
Well, you know, it's because we kept having people come in here and step on stuff.
Even though they shouldn't be in here in the first place.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind that. Jeff Shark Punch and
Zach Z-Man Killer.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep, have to have the Z in there.
Well, because you're Zach.
Damn right. The one and only.
Okay, so we're back. This is just going to be the second part that we're going to add in. Upgraded our subscription. Yay!
Yeah, now we have 60 minutes instead of 5!
Yeah, it was great.
We are moving up in the world, ladies and gentlemen!
So this is the second half of... we're actually getting joined by Mary Go Lucky. She's saying, hi guys. She's not going to talk a bunch. She's going to sit in here and work on her computer, but every once in a while, I'm sure there will be a snicker or a comment or something.
Or a squeak.
Yeah, possibly squeaking. Squeaking, squeakums. Let's see.
It's the warmest room in the house.
Yeah, 100%. So
vicinity. by far, and I love the Heat.
Yeah, the Heat is great. So yeah, we were just gonna get in. You know what I think we should do, and we gotta explain that we're part of the G10 network, which is the Gaming Technology Entertainment News Network.
What he just said.
Right. We're one of the shows on the network, but we're shooting at the Box at Parish House. Thank you, Nathan Burkett, for the great idea for the box. I love it.
Yep.
It is the podcast box, the podcast station box, whatever. We're going to dial that in a little bit more, but Zach, there's a pilot show.
Yep. First time for everything, huh?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So one of the things that I did before is I went over games, and so let's just do like a top five games.
Okay.
Of like, let's just say the last 5 years.
5 years, okay, so... Yeah.
And if it's out of 5 years, like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, okay,
just a rough ballpark.
Let's stick with 5
top
years.
5 games, 5 years.
Yeah, top 5 games over the past 5 years. Okay, let's see. 2 of those are definitely Doom and Bloodborne. Oh, okay, Doom, Bloodborne, Horizon. What else? Shit. Doom, Bloodborne, Horizon, Alien Isolation.
That's 4. One more.
God damn it, what else? Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes.
I'm going to say The Witcher 3, like, the story, my God, replayability, everything, loved it. God, I'm trying to think now. Now I can't do it. I really liked, not Tenno. Tenno's not the name of it. There was this free
Warframe.
Warframe.
Yep.
I really liked Warframe.
Oh, Warframe is fucking beautiful.
I loved Warframe. It just like it wasn't enough. I wanted more.
And they keep putting more.
Yeah, like Warframe is just a beautiful idea. The concept behind it, I was just in love with Warframe.
It was the first and only free-to-play game that I ever stuck with, and it's because no matter what, everything you can get for free if you work for it. And it doesn't... It can be grindy at times, but at least it's fucking fun.
I love to grind. That's the thing. It's one of the things I loved about RPGs is because I early on, so I started gaming. Oh wait, I got to finish my 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do the 5. By the way, we're gonna get off topic very easily because we're easily distracted by ooh shiny.
That's super funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So. What did I say? I said Witcher 3, Warframe, and these are not necessarily in order. This is just is.
Yeah.
God, there's a bunch of them that I played with a buddy of mine, Pale Fire.
Pale Fire?
It's his gamer tag.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, what the fuck is that?
No, he got me into a ton of crazy games, lots of free stuff. But I'm going to say that The Witcher 3 stands out.
Okay. It's fair.
I, of course, got into Destiny pretty hard. Oh. Yeah, I know.
We'll talk about that later.
Really beautiful world, and then I was hoping and praying that they would add more, and they didn't. So
they did, but it was just, cut from the beginning of the goddamn game.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. To me, it wasn't enough. And getting rid of Peter Dinklage's voice because people were whining about it.
That was a dick move.
I loved Peter Dinklage's.
He was great. I really don't
understand the problems.
Yeah, no. Anyway, finish the game.
Okay,
we're gonna try to stay on topic. Doubt it. Though.
So then.
He's reading a text message.
What are you? Yeah. Go ahead. Oh yeah, just plug in right here. It's right. It's got 2 slots.
Listen closely, and you might be able to hear her.
Oh, she wants to. So this is what our Wi-Fi signal's coming off of?
Right.
So it has to stay charged because it eats the thing. I'm sorry. What kind of phone do you have?
S8.
Android?
Yep.
Do you have a cable?
Yes, I do.
It doesn't work.
Oh, wait.
It's the weird stuff.
You have an LG? Oh, yeah. Mine is the one where you can put it in any direction and it'll work. Giggity.
Zach loves that. Okay, so... we're gonna go. It's gonna take me 5 years to get through all of mine, and then the last one is.
I think you only mentioned 3.
Well, what was I playing at Ignite?
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yes, I love Overwatch because it's cartoony and unapologetic.
Okay.
I like.
I definitely have my own thoughts on the last 2 games you mentioned, but continue.
So I fell in love with first-person shooters during the Halo era. Halo 1 for me, it was like Transformers 1. It was just eye-opening, transformative, amazing experience.
I've never heard anybody compare Halo to Transformers, so that's a new one for me. I understand your reference. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, I trust me. I understand the feeling.
Let me make the connection a little more clear.
Yeah.
So
just like fucking
Halo 1 was like this open world Space Marine thing, and for me, like, I remember the show Space Above and Beyond, which almost nobody remembers.
He's right, because I sure as shit don't.
It's a sci-fi Space Marine story, and it was really well done. The mechanics of the space vehicles were way more legit, which is what Battlestar Galactica followed years later. Mm-hmm. And it's something that Babylon 5 did, is they used practical physics when dealing with spaceflight.
Yeah.
Star Trek, for instance, does not use practical physics, and neither does Star Wars.
Well, we at least know Star Wars doesn't claim to be real science fiction. Star Trek, on the other hand, we're real science fiction. Fucking Trekkies.
Well, they talk about things like inertial dampeners, and the way science works in both of those universes is akin to magic. Mm-hmm. What a buddy of mine says he reason doesn't like fantasy is because you can have a wizard show up and just, I'm just going to invent a way to solve a problem. That's why he never plays mages.
Fair enough.
He's like, there's no rules. It's like, your imagination should be, and I was like, no, but it's your imagination. You have to out-imagination the other wizard. And it's a test of your imaginations. And me, having a giant imagination, love playing wizards because it's, oh, really? I've got the biggest imagination, motherfucker. Bring it. How are you going to out-imagination me? I will destroy your whole planet.
You shall not pass, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. So, oh, God. Yeah. Warframe was... I keep thinking about Warframe now. I haven't played it in forever, but I'm like, God, that's such a good fucking game.
It is.
The grinding system is amazing. The combat system is amazing.
Oh, and the combat system somehow just keeps getting better.
Oh, I haven't played it in so long.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 is really, really, really good. I know I'm missing games. There's games that I'm missing that should be making my top 5, but that was a good top 5.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
You still haven't said the fifth one.
The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element?
No.
I didn't know they made a game of that.
No, I just couldn't help it. It was on TV the other day.
Uh-huh.
No, I did. I said Warframe. I said Witcher 3.
You said Destiny. You said Overwatch.
That's Overwatch. Oh, I need one fucking more.
Haha! I can count people.
Giggity. I like the new Civ game that came out, the latest Civilization, but I don't know that would be like my favorite.
Gandhi nuke you too many times?
Yeah, Gandhi nuke. The Civ games, they require so much
time.
Massive amounts of time.
Yeah.
And it's why I won't get into World of Warcraft again. It's
No.
why Star Wars Galaxies is just like,
Oh, I would
I
kill.
have so much other stuff going on.
I would kill to play that instead of...
Anything?
Well, I mean, I love the Knights of the Old Republic, but you need a fucking team to play that. Or, I'm sorry, not Knights, the Old Republic. Let me get it right, because Knights of the Old Republic, oh god, such a beautiful fucking game. I love it. I want to make a movie of it.
Yeah, come on, don't give away all the secrets now.
Yeah, like anybody's gonna beat us
I
with
just
a punch.
like no, not on that shit. there's God, my brain is just going like super blank. And there's another game that's right up in this pantheon of top. See, this is what not sleeping and working for a million hours.
Set life,
yeah. You work in film. You are like a closet gamer. Hey, guess what we're in? A closet. And you know, just super nerd on the inside. And so your brain doesn't work.
Yeah, because you get like 2 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah, Zach came over to, we have a project we're writing together, and again, we won't tell you about it, it's just look for some cool shit in August. But we're working on this thing, we have a deadline, and we have to write it, it's a feature, and we have to write like as much as we can, and then I'll be working on set, and Zach is coming from his post job, which is more 9 to 5-ish.
Yeah, it's very marketing-ish, but I mean, it pays well, and I get to do fun After Effects shit, so I'm not complaining.
Right, so Zach's happy. And Zach is like, he has this kind of, I don't know, bombastic personality and intensity, but he's really actually super easygoing.
Giggity.
Yeah, right. He's like, my basic needs are met. I have nothing to complain about. Fuck everybody else. I'm going to take care of what I need to take care of.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Although he did just buy a super sweet alien skull today.
You know, I'm still waiting for that confirmation to come through. Like, where the fuck is it? And
How
when
big is that thing again?
Bigger than my head, that's for fucking sure. Size of what a normal xenomorph head would be, and I'm going to mount it on my wall somewhere. Don't know how, but it'll be right next to my 3 Predator
I just want to
masks.
throw this up there that if you perhaps want to put xenomorph shit in here.
I have no problem putting anything Alien, Predator, or Star Wars related in anywhere in the vicinity that I am going to be in.
Okay, so if that ever comes up and you want to put that, I would love to have that in here. We're working on the box, like it's got to get developed more, and it's a new project. So as we're building this, eventually there'll be video to go with our podcast, but it's gonna take time to get there. So
yeah, you'll see our glorious faces.
Oh God, that's what masks are for.
I'll wear a Predator one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a Red Hood mask.
Good choice.
Yeah,
I was thinking about going to him at what is it, ASIN, Anime Midwest? I don't fucking know. One of those conventions I'm going to in July.
Are you? Did you go to C2E2 this year?
It's
right now.
I was about to say, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like tomorrow, and no, I didn't even know it was happening, and I don't have the time, and we have too much work that we need to get done.
See, look at this. Him being all practical again. He's like, I don't have time for the bullshit.
Yeah, no, my July vacation, where I pretty much dedicated a whole month to me just, like, relaxing, because I worked for 24/7 for, like, the past, I don't know, from November to, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was finally said, fuck it, quit one of my jobs so I'd have a little bit of free time to get some writing and actual film work done, and then I'm back here, but only difference is it's actual film work, which is fan-fucking-tastic!
Yeah, I guess we could talk about that a little bit. It's like we've been, how long have you been in film?
Let's see, I started shooting videos in 8th grade when I got my first little camera. You know, me and my buddies got together and we shot stuff. And, yeah, that's when I realized that I enjoyed making movies or little short films and stuff like that. And from there, my passion for it just grew. Originally, I wanted to get into game development. Learned what was required of it in high school and figured, you know, fuck that, that's too much. And the industry is very sketchy and risky. Yeah. Whereas with the film industry, everybody needs editors. Everybody needs visual effects. I know because I've done plenty of fucking videos where they come to you and it's like, hey, can you fix my fuck up? I used to call my job Fix My Fuck Up Productions. You know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So this is why Zach and I we met, what, 2 months ago?
Not 2 months, I wish. 2 weeks ago, no, 3 weeks ago, give or take.
It's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known you for years.
It really does feel like that. Like when we met, we
incredible.
Connected immediately. It's fucking mind blowing. Like I've been looking for this guy for years, and I finally find him. Thanks to my buddy Mark. Oh, Mark
Conway. And we can say his name because he's an actor and he wants to get them credits.
Yeah, exactly. So go hire him. He's a fucking beautiful bastard.
So Mark introduced Zach and I immediately figured out that I'm directing this feature that Zach and I are writing, and he's also my post-production supervisor. Now, he can do a bunch of the visual effects that are needed, a bunch of the After Effects and editing and stuff, but I feel like his real strength is going to be quality control in those departments, especially considering how many people... Yes, Mary, that's your mouse. I have this gamer mouse, and she's staring at it as it changes color.
She stares at it very intensely.
I didn't realize there was words on it. I never looked at it. I had it for
These
like a
colors
month.
have words on them.
No, it's a
it's
6
so enticing.
buttons gaming mouse. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It's a 6-button gaming mouse.
I never looked at it. I used it for like literally a month for a show, and then it went away. I left the show, and then he's had it ever since. So I never.
I actually haven't had it ever since. I found it probably 2 weeks ago.
No, it's more than that.
No, I didn't actually have it. I'm telling you, I didn't have it.
Well,
I've used it before.
Yes,
but
my point is that I
it lived in a box for a long
physically
time.
only had it in my possession for a month, and at the time I was only using it for a TV show, so I was too busy to notice any details. I just plugged it in and was working.
She also got a gaming keyboard.
Nice.
It's so nice. She got these two things, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, did you go buy like a really sweet desktop? Oh my god, am I about to get in serious? And she's like, no, I'm going to use this for my Mac and sit here and do word processing. And it's a nice keyboard, isn't it? And I'm just dying, like my soul is just.
Well, it gave me really good street cred. on the show. People are like, wow, you're like a really amazing gamer. No, I just really need to type fast and it's ergonomic.
Which she
Oh,
does,
man.
like, her words per minute are ridiculous. She used to type papers for people for money in college because she can think. I think she can type faster than she can think. And Mary's really smart, so that's saying something.
Yeah,
Like,
well, being a producer, you have to be, and she is fan-fucking-tastic.
yeah, Mary's an
Thank you,
amazing
guys.
producer who just gets things done and hustles and pushes everybody to get shit done. And
Thank you guys.
she's also my manager, so
That's right. So,
my goal is to be her biggest client.
on that note, you guys keep it moving.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Let's talk about something else.
yeah.
Okay.
Man, what lovely weather we're having.
Yeah, oh my god. So I got into film about 15 years ago, and have been. I started out in Southern California working with a good buddy, Josh Kulik. And Josh now makes videos in the gaming world. His company, I believe, is called Visual Storm. They did a bunch of the After Effects and motion graphics for the Los Angeles Kings when they won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because they got that account the same year that they won the Stanley Cup, and their editor, their head editor, Paul, is a huge Kings fan. Like, he lives and dies by the Kings, the way a lot of people are about the Blackhawks in Chicago.
Yep.
So they got that account, and they've done a lot of stuff for Blizzard and for some other companies.
Fucking lucky.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, and I didn't expect Josh to do that. Him and I started writing years ago when I was in LA still, and he got me into film.
Yeah.
And then I came out here, kind of when the economy went nuts in 2008, started over. Sometime after that, I think it was more like 2010. 2010, though, got me into big film as an extra. And then eventually, I have to tell the story again, guys. I know you both have
go
heard
for
it,
it.
but
No.
it's like it has to be on the podcast.
Yeah,
'cause
people are gonna
ask.
love it.
So here's the story. Basically, I got hired personally, along with my buddy, Rob. Rob is now doing amazing things in film, which I'll get to. But we personally got hired to work on Transformers 3 by Michael Bay, who we don't have a relationship with. Like, we're not related to him anyway. We didn't grow up next to him. We met him randomly and were able to do something that entertained him enough that he gave us a job, and this is what it was. So I had been working as an extra on sets here in Chicago, and was like, I know there's more. I'd never been to film class. I was just a writer who ran into my buddy Josh, who got me working in film in LA. And then I moved, and it's like we were doing indie stuff. We were doing small stuff, and then Josh kind of went more corporate and went into some other stuff, and it was just nothing was happening. And then the economy crashed, and I had to find work. And so I went all over the place looking for work. Finally landed in Chicago, got some solid work, got a place to live. And I'm like, how do I get back into film? How do I? That's where I want to be. I know that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. How do I do it? So I said, well, I'll just go be background. And so I typed into Facebook, background, extras in Chicago, and boom, a bunch of websites showed up, Facebook pages showed up. So if you're extra, or if you're an extra, or you're background, or you want to be background, and you want to know how to do it, I literally had no one tell me. Just sit down at the computer and look, and you will find answers to the questions you want if you look hard enough. So basically, I'm on sets, and I'm watching Ron Howard direct, and I'm taking notes, and I'm like, gosh, I really want to get in. So I took a film class at a community college. It's the only film class I've ever taken, and made friends with this guy, Rob. We're finishing our projects for the end of the class. Rob says to me, hey, let's go down to it's like a Friday or something. Let's go down to the Transformers 3 set. They're filming downtown, and maybe we can see something cool. And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm not doing anything. It's Friday. There's one other guy in the room with us who, to this day, says it's the biggest mistake of his life. We said, hey, you want to come with us? And he said, no, I've got to go shopping and pay some bills and other stuff. And he was buying groceries or something like that. And just, yeah, unfortunate for him.
Yep.
So we went downtown, and Rob and I were walking through this alley, walking around the perimeter of set, and Rob goes, man, wouldn't it be great if you walked up and said, hey, Michael Bay, you want to give us a job or something? Which is, he's joking, but he knows that something needs to happen, and I fed off of it, of course. I said, oh, man, that's great. That's exactly what we're going to do. I run over to a trash can, get a cardboard sign. I'm like, film students will PA for credit. We're going to make a sign. He said, yes. And so I couldn't draw the sign because I'm too nervous, and so Rob writes out the letters on the little piece of cardboard we tear out of this dumpster, and we basically stand on set, and a bunch of people see it, and they laugh, they take pictures of us. This guy, Jason Dusensky, took the picture that we'll eventually post online of Rob and I holding the sign. I'm wearing a Halo hat, which, my stupid Halo 1 hat, and we're both wearing matching blue shirts. It's completely ridiculous. It's like...
I didn't even notice the Halo hat part.
Yeah, my hat says Halo. And we're like, you can't use my charger because it's going to kill this...
Look 1 minute.
You can't... Go get... Your charger is right over there.
But there's... I want to be here.
I know. Okay, the producer's going to leave, and she's going to go get her charger, and she just doesn't want to go outside because it's freezing.
Like I said, if you listen closely, you can hear her squeak.
Mouse burger. Bye, we'll see you in a few minutes, hopefully with your charger. Oh, is that...
Oh, that's just adorable.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. It's not every producer that you can give a smooch.
Giggity.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Mary. We'll see you in bed. So, anyways, we held the sign up, and a bunch of the crew saw it, and this guy, Jason Dusensky, took the famous picture, and we're sitting here waiting, and another guy, Robert, comes by and says, okay, guys, you don't have to hold the sign up anymore. We've seen it. Good grief. And he's, it's just, we would learn later that that's just the way Diamond is. It's his sense of humor, and he's a good friend. We love him. We've seen him for years now, worked with him a bunch. But at the time, Rob and I were like, oh, God, or were they going to kick us out? And do we have to leave? And Rob's like, no, we're not going to leave. And it's like, yeah, okay. We're going to stay here until they're going to have to physically remove us with, like, the police. We're not leaving. And so we're just sitting there on the sidewalk, and then we move because we want to move out of the way of the gear. And we're in front of this hotel or building. I guess it's not a hotel. It's kind of diagonal from the 17th Church on Upper Wacker. And we're sitting in front of this thing, and the 7-Eleven's on the corner. And we're just sitting there, and I turn around and look inside the building. I don't know why I did, but I just was looking at my surroundings. And there's Michael Bay is right behind us, sitting on some steps, talking to people inside. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. And I turn to Rob. And we're trying to not breathe. We're so nervous. We're trying to not move. And I'm like, hey, Rob, go for the cigarettes in your left pocket because you can turn and then see Bay and it doesn't look suspicious. Like, we're afraid that we were going to scare the crew and they were going to make us leave because, like, these guys are weirdos or something. And we're just way more nervous than we need to be. And he looks and he goes, oh, shit. And then he sees Bay get up and walk. He's like, dude, the sign, because he's coming out. 2 black SUVs show up. The doors open, the security guys open the doors, and the crew is kind of crowding around as Bay is leaving. And we hold up the sign kind of at the last minute. He crosses our eye lines, not looking at it. Looks like he's going to make a beeline right for the car, and he stops, just stops. No one says anything. He stops, turns to his left, looks, puts his hands on his hips, reads the sign, laughs out loud, and the sign says, film students will PA for credit. And walks up to us and says, so you guys will work for free? And we're like, yeah, we just want credit for working on the film. And he says, great. Turns to one PA and says, you're fired. Turns to another PA and says, you're fired. This is my producer, Ian Bryce. He'll get you days on the show. And he grabs a tablet that he has all of his production work on. It's filled with amazing stuff. And jumps in the back of the SUV, with a smile on his face, like we made his day or something. The 2 PAs didn't get fired. One of them is very, I forget who the other guy was, but one was Ralph Moran, who's an amazing locations guy, amazing locations scout. He's just a good dude. He didn't get fired, though, but he's one of the guys that he pointed at. So then Ian Bryce comes up, shakes our hands, says, congratulations, guys. The sign wasn't too pushy. It was funny. This is my assistant. She'll get you days on the show. And the girl comes up, writes down her information, and an agonizing, insane week later, we get the call and end up working on the show. And, we run into Michael Bay at the wrap party, and he, hangs out with us and is sitting there talking to us. And he's like, oh, here's all the footage that we've shown. And it was, I had an incredible time. Like Transformers 3 was amazing for me. I saw Bay yell at people, but he never yelled at us. I mean, our first job was to lock up an alley, so we were guarding trash cans. But, the second AD, or the second, Andy Spellman, put us in this alleyway, and we thought we were getting punished. I think we were like 2 minutes late to the big thing or whatever. And Andy... We thought that was punishment. I don't think he even knew that we were late. He just put us. He didn't have anywhere to put us because he hadn't. We weren't necessary. We kind of a political hire or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, these guys could be idiots. Who knows?" But that alleyway turned out to be where all of the Teamsters were bringing up first team. Like all the main actors. Shia LaBeouf went by. Rosie, not Shia LaBeouf, but he was with Rosie Wheatley Huntington.
Ooh, I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'm sorry.
He's looking at me just like, yeah, you were there. No, I wasn't. I was in the middle.
That's how close. Zach and I are sinking that much. You were there, right, bro?
Yeah. Well, this asshole was on set talking with Michael Bay. I was in the middle of a shitty high school class, being like, why the fuck am I?
Yeah.
here?
So there's an age gap between Zach and I. I'm a little bit older. I sound like a child, but I'm an old man. So we go up. The main cast is going by and they're waving to us, and later the Victoria's Secret models walk through the alley to go from one building to another, and they're waving to us and saying, "Hi, are you guys okay?" And we're like, they're checking on us, and we're just like, Rob is chain smoking, he's just shaking, he can't, what are we? We're high right now, and so after this, I couldn't stop my creative brain and my producer brain was like, no, we have to do something. So we got this little crappy camera, and we shot all of this footage that we have somewhere where we talk about our experience. We tried to pitch this show to Bay's people, but they didn't really want anything from it, and we didn't know how to pitch. So we just put together some really terrible email and sent them the files, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." No fault of theirs. I mean, it was. I don't know that the stuff was garbage, but I think the idea was still good, and it was film students will PA for credit from the classroom to the set. And it's the journey of two students breaking into the film industry as production assistants, and we thought it was a good concept. We thought people would like it or whatever, and we just didn't know enough or have enough resources to do anything with it. But we have that footage somewhere. The footage is still... And so every day after show, because we were so afraid to record anything around the set, because we had just gotten this opportunity, we weren't trying to piss production off.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, but we did manage to say, hey, we have this footage, and that opened the door for us to be able to talk to the media people who were worried that we were stealing footage, and when we told them what it was, they're like, oh, okay, well, that was clever. So we got two clever things done. We sent them a pitch, and that was it. But that's kind of how I got into big film, and then I started making relationships. And the other people I've mentioned in the show, I know, and they're out working in the film industry now, so I see them on a regular basis, or they're here today on this show because we're technically next to or on a live set.
Yeah, right behind this wall right here, Fox is shooting something. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the most we can say about it.
Yeah.
And you don't It's that 20th Century Fox is here, and that's okay that we can say that because there's signs literally all over the neighborhood.
There's that, and there's big glaring lights you can see from outer fucking space.
Well, they know that a production's here, but we don't want to say, oh, well, we're not going to say that Fox isn't here. By the time the podcast comes out, they're going to be gone. So
yeah, they won't give a damn.
Yeah, it's a pilot. So, where was I going? Oh, anyways, we shot this show. We got to pitch it to them. They didn't like it, but we have the footage, and I started making these relationships and am now a member of Local 476. I'm in the film studio mechanics union, which has been very good to me and my family, and I'm super, super pumped, and I plan on being in that union the rest of my days. They great benefits, and it's a lot of amazing people that I've gotten to work with. I'm not the best at gripping or electric. I have a lot to learn. But I've gotten to do some really fun stuff. I got to work on the movie Rampage and was the hydroscope operator for the Chicago VFX unit, and that was good. Rob, I knew I was going to say, Rob is the VFX supervisor on a huge show that's shooting in Vancouver right now. It is a DC property, and it is a massive DC property, and this is, think of the time frame between Transformers 3 and now, and that's how long it took Rob to move up from production assistant or film student to visual effects supervisor. That's a quick turnaround.
Oh yeah.
He did that really fast, and he's just that smart. He's a good dude, and